Hey guys, what's up? Yeah, been offline for a little while, but yeah, I'm in the middle of structuring my membership site at the moment, and like just really coming up with cool and effective ways to address people's problems when it comes to building muscle when they have trouble doing it. And usually it's a combination of things that are stopping people from gaining muscle, or it can be just one thing that's stopping them, and that's all it takes. So let's have a look at those. So number one is diet. Okay, this is the most common one where people let themselves down. Like they're training hard, they're being diligent with their effort in the gym, but they're really not putting in the same level of effort into their diet, and that's where they can really cost themselves. Is if they're inconsistent with their nutrition and their food isn't on point, then that can really cost you, and it can cost you a lot of growth. So secondly is the training. Like one thing that'll like bring a lot of people undone is they stick with a certain form of training for too long, and because they feel like it's working, and yes, it may have worked for you at some point in time. However, now is the point where it's time to change it up. And one protocol I usually go by as a PT, and when I'm teaching my clients online and offline, is usually phasing out every 4 weeks. So just say, for example, like what will happen is I'll give someone more of a volume routine for 4 weeks, and then naturally I'll give them more of a heavy lifting routine in another 4 week period. So you're sort of constantly phasing things, you know, you're trying different things. And if something feels like it's working for you, that's great. But remember, if you stick with it for too long, it's going to become obsolete and you're not going to get the same results from it that you once did. So, like going into like your different methods of training, like, you know, sometimes like you need to have an open mind, and this is what's going to cause you to grow a bit more as well. Because if you keep an open mind, you're going to be able to absorb a lot more and try a lot more. And with a lot of guys like that have trouble putting on muscle, like they feel like they're putting in their best efforts and they're putting their best foot forward. But what can happen is you can go into a little bit of an analysis paralysis. So to avoid this, like when you hear a certain bit of information, try it out for at least 4 weeks before you dismiss it or acknowledge that it works for you. So going by this protocol, it's going to expose you to a lot of things. Not only that, it's going to give you a chance to see whether it really works for you. And so like all things out there are going to work for you at some point in time, and they're going to have their different speeds of results. They're going to have sustained periods, more sustained periods than other things that you've tried. So always bear in mind that keeping an open mind is you're always open to a lot of things. However, you don't want to go into analysis paralysis and try, what's the best way, this and that, because what that's going to do is that's going to stop you from taking action, and it's going to stop you from building muscle. So always remember, when you hear something, try it out for at least 4 weeks and then try something else, and then you'll be amazed at the type of stuff you have up your sleeve when it comes to the time to call on it again.